It is the golden age of Jewry in Egypt. Before the slavery and persecution, before Moses and his conflicts with Pharaoh, this early Jewish nation thrives in Egypt, thanks in large part to the efforts of Joseph, the viceroy of Egypt, second only to the Pharaoh. The very name of the portion, Vayechi, and Jacob lived, suggests a thriving patriarch. In fact, Jacob is a revived patriarch who has finally found his favorite son Joseph and reunited his family. Together again in Egypt, they prosper. And as Jacob approaches the end of his days, it is a time for reflection. He will approach his children, the 12 tribes of Israel, and speak to them of what the Jewish future holds and what the Jewish character will be. The first surprise is that there are no longer to be 12 tribes of Israel. Jacob blesses Joseph's two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, and says that these two grandchildren will be like sons to him, just like his other sons.
There are really 13 tribes. There are different ways to knock it down to 12. There are, of course, 12 sons of Jacob, who become the 13 tribes because the tribe of Joseph, which is mentioned in the Bible elsewhere, a tribe of Joseph, but the tribe of Joseph essentially breaks up into two, the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh. Other contexts that speak of 12 tribes, if they're not speaking about 12 as the number of Jacob's children, are at times speaking of the 12 tribes that were given land in Israel. The Levites were not given land, so the land was divided up among 12 tribes, not 13. The Levites' job, of course, being to work in the temple, and they were given certain cities to live in. It bears mention that the tribe of Simeon also ultimately was swallowed up by the tribe of Judah. So if we look at Simeon as having been swallowed up, again we're down to 12.
And these two grandchildren Jacob is blessing, Ephraim and Manasseh, matter a great deal into the present day. Jacob's blessing of Ephraim and Manasseh is the example used when many Jewish parents bless their children on Friday nights. But recalling Jacob's own experience when he deceived his father Isaac into giving him his older brother's blessing, Jacob is very specific about who will receive the bulk of his blessing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I always understood the moment where Jacob says that Ephraim and Manasseh will be to him like Reuven and Shimon. I understood that as him saying to Joseph, you are my firstborn, because generally the firstborn sort of got a double portion, and so it seems like by recognizing Joseph's two children as his own sons, it's sort of a way of giving Joseph kind of double the inheritance of the other brothers. It's also interesting when Jacob actually does bless them, even though he is seemingly mostly blind, much the way his father was. He can't really see who's in front of him, the same way that Isaac couldn't really see who was in front of him when he was blessing Jacob. Jacob seems to be very aware, though, of who it is, right? Even though he can't see them, he kind of knows which son is which. He specifically puts his right hand on Ephraim's head because he wants to give him sort of, I guess, the slightly more powerful blessing. Joseph assumes, though, that Jacob can't really see, and that's why he's sort of confused in terms of, like, where he's placing his hands on which child. And Jacob says, no, I really do know. And I think that scene is supposed to kind of parallel the earlier scene where Isaac is blessing Jacob, but he thinks that it's Esau, and it's unclear to him exactly what's going on. And there's a sense that Jacob knows exactly what's going on. Even though he can't physically see, he's very much aware.
The Jewish Channel is available on cable: IO Optimum Cable Channel 291, Time Warner Cable Channel 528, RCN Channel 268, Verizon Fios Channel 900, and Cox Cable Channel 1. For more information, visit tjctv.com.